Aw, don't be sad, old girl. Look what I got ya. Welcome back, riders. It's been about 3 months now since we've done something to the Harley Davidson. Hell, it's even been 3 months since we've just done a vlog on the Harley Davidson. Well, today, all that changes. I finally got around to getting the FP3 from Vance Hines. So today, we're gonna install it, and then we're gonna take it for a little test ride while it's on Autotune to see what the remap looks like while the bike's actually running. This is a really simple install. You plug it into your CAN bus port, and then you just open up the iPhone app and do the rest from there. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. So the first thing we've got to do is connect the FP3 to the CAN bus port on your Harley. So I know for some of you, the street rod might be your first bike, or at least it's your first Harley. So you might be wondering, where the heck is the CAN bus port on the street rod? It's behind the right side panel. It's really easy to get off, just pull it. So once you got it off, you're gonna be looking for the gray connector with the little rubber cap on it. That's this guy right here. All you gotta do is pull the rubber cap off and connect the fuel pack 3. It is literally that easy. So now that you got it connected, all you gotta do is turn on the bike. You'll notice right here that the LEDs on the fuel pack are flashing. That's good. That means the thing's booting up. So the next thing you're gonna need to do is get out your smartphone. You're gonna need to download the FP3 app. The FP3 app's available on the App Store for Apple, Google Play, and probably every other platform that you're using, as long as it's Android or iOS. So once you get the app installed, go into your settings, into Bluetooth, find the VNH Bluetooth device. You might have to pair it. I've already done so, but all you have to do is click it and make sure you're connected to it. Once you're connected though, head over to the FP3 app and open it up. The FP3 is gonna do a little firmware check right before you get things started. If it tells you that your firmware is out of date, definitely update it before you go any further. Once you've updated it, it's time to look for a map. Click search for map and find your exhaust. You can search by exhaust manufacturer or even the exhaust name. I happen to have the Grand National slip-on, so I'm gonna go ahead and select that. And I'm gonna choose standard baffle. And I have, obviously, it's a stock 750 high output, so that's the one we're gonna choose. Review your results down at the bottom. It'll bring up a full summary of everything, and then all you have to do is click program with this bike. At that point, the FP3 is gonna start transferring the map to your bike and flash the ECU. One of the really cool things about the FP3 is it's going to save your stock map. And in fact, it's even gonna upload it to the Vance Hines server, so you always know it's protected. That way, if you ever have to roll back, you've got your stock map available to you. Once it's done, you just gotta shut the bike off. Then it's gonna prompt you to turn the bike back on. At that point, it should automatically connect back to the FP3, your phone that is. And the map is transferred. We're ready to go. Let's fire the bike up and see if it runs. So that was pretty simple install. A little bit of waiting for things to download and flash, but all in all, probably took about 5 minutes. The next thing we're gonna do is take it for a ride, and we're gonna put it in Autotune mode. The reason we wanna do that is we want the FP3 to start readjusting the fuel map. The stock fuel map is a really good foundation, but only riding conditions are really gonna tell what the optimal fuel map ratios should be. So let's get suited up and take her for a ride.
All right, so we're gonna jump to a little auto-tuning session now. So let's talk about what you have to do for auto-tuning. Basically, all you got to do is open up the app and drive around. So that's exactly what we're going to do for a little while. We're going to drive around while the FP3 is still connected to the bike, and we're going to let it do its thing. It's essentially going to kind of analyze the engine performance and make some adjustments as necessary. And then once we've kind of captured that new map based on what the Autotune has decided, we can go ahead and reflash the bike with that modified tune. So let's do it. So the first part of our auto-tune session is going to be a little city driving. As you can see, I've got the auto-tune gauges up and we're just going to drive around. We're going to head over and jump onto the freeway here in a second, get it up to speed and see what happens. But right now we're capturing some data. Hopefully we get a more improved fuel map. All right, we'll get her up to speed here, get her into 6th gear. We'll see what happens. I want to point out that you shouldn't drive around for a long period of time in auto-tune. Like, don't leave it on the bike forever, because it actually makes your bike run like shit. At least that's what the manual says. Better to do it for like short bursts. Like, we're gonna go maybe about 3 or 4 miles right now. What is that? You know, 6 to 8 kilometers or so. And then we're gonna kind of see what happens. Really just looking to get good diagnostics on the current fuel map and what should possibly change. All right, so that was a good freeway highway run. We're gonna take it down now and try it on some streets. Get it up to some higher RPMs, lower gears on the streets. See how we do with the mapping there. And here we go. Now some of you might be saying, why the hell is he riding around in high RPMs in that gear? I'm really trying to give the fuel pack the full map. Whole bunch of different scenarios here. Looks like we need some fuel. Gonna pop in here, gas up, and we'll take a look at what the auto-tune has captured. Okay, so let's look at what we've got here. So basically, this is the area that we've just relearned. So I could come into preview, and I believe what that's going to do is overlay these new values on top of the map, the stock map that we flashed the ECU with. So we see we've got some there. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply these learned values. So we can either do one of two things here. We can apply the learned values to the auto-tune tune, or we can apply these to the tune and reflash. For now, I think we're just going to apply them to what we've already learned. All right, so we're all gassed up. Now the only thing really left to do is head home. I've kept auto-tuning on because we might as well get the most out of the entire ride home.
So as you can see, the FP3 is a pretty easy install. All you need is about 5 to 10 minutes and one of these, iOS or Android only. So let's talk about the ride. For about the first few minutes, I didn't really notice anything. But then after a while, I started to realize the throttle was a lot smoother. Now granted, this is just on the stock S&S Grand National tune. No auto-tuning, no modifications. So what about after auto-tuning? I have no idea. The only way I'm really going to be able to tell that is to get this thing on a dyno. And frankly, this is my cruise bike. I'm not super concerned. So I'll probably play around with this thing a little bit more and see what I can come up with. But for now, I think it's just made the bike run better. Maybe one of these days I'll take it into a shop, throw it on a dyno and get them to play around with it. But for now, I'm totally happy with it. It feels like the bike just runs a lot better. So this is likely going to be one of the last street rod mod videos that I'm going to do, because frankly, I'm completely out of stuff that I actually want to do. Now that doesn't mean I won't do some moto vlogging on the street rod and report back on what I'm hearing and what I've experienced. But for now, I think we've closed the book on all the modifications. That's it for this video. Thanks again for watching. If you like this channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. Tell me what you think about the FP3. Do you have one? What's been your experience? Let me know if you have any questions about it. I'll do my best to answer. Until next time, ride safe. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.